You live in a palace," he went on, a slight overstatement, "and you drive a new car. I buy you whatever you want. What about the diamond earrings I gave you for your birthday 3 years ago? Don't they count for anything?" If I had to thank him for those earrings again, I'd scream. Yes, I was thrilled to receive them, even if Frederick was out of town on my birthday and then handed them to me without ceremony 3 days later. He'd brought up the lavish present and its hefty price tag dozens of times, as if he wanted me to cut him a check plus interest. I recalled the box, concealed neatly in silver paper with a pink bow. I suspected his secretary Jill had wrapped it for him. She'd probably picked out the earrings, too. "Frederick, I appreciate the gifts. I really do." My resolve was shrinking. My words came out just above a whisper. "But what I want is you." "You have me, for pity's sake. What's gotten into you? I've never cheated, not even once, and don't think there aren't plenty of opportunities in my line of work. But I've never gone there. No, sir. Why are you so insecure?" "I'm not. At least I don't think I am." My eardrums started ringing, like someone had let off a firecracker a foot from my head. I pictured Frederick's face flushing and then draining white, the way it did when he was in a rage. My husband was livid, which usually sent me scurrying to my familiar hiding place, apologizing, even if I hadn't done anything I regretted. But this time I stood firm and said, "If you love me so much, then please meet us at the airport so we won't have to take a taxi." I didn't care about saving the cab fare. I wanted his full attention. His exhale sounded like wind forcing its way through a car's cracked window. "First of all, my clients pay me $500 an hour. A rather expensive cab ride, don't you think? Second, I have a commitment. A commitment!" Sweat accumulated on my palm and my heartbeat sped up. I held the phone away from my ear to lessen the volume, but could still hear him clearly. "Important people are expecting me at a meeting," he said, all pompous. "I can't skip out on a whim." "I'm not important?" He could reschedule his meeting, and I doubted anyone would view picking me up after more than a week's absence as capricious. But there was no use continuing the conversation if he wouldn't listen. So I hung up. "Oh, no, I didn't say goodbye," I told the telephone. I should call him back and patch things up. But that would be like sticking my hand in a sweltering oven without a mitt. I'd learned over the years to give Frederick space, or rather to allow myself a buffer zone. In a few minutes he'd busy himself and forget we ever had this conversation. In fact, he'd forget about me. I doubt I entered his mind during the day unless he needed something. I thought about Glenn, a man who would give a woman his full attention. When his eyes focused on you, it was as if you were the only living, breathing person in the hemisphere. The whole world stopped on its axis. Remembering the feel of my hand in his, I envied the woman he chose for his wife. Would it be Olivia? I imagined her nestled against him in his buggy as he wheeled around a corner, her shoulder snuggling up against his. If only I could spend one afternoon with him, it would be the best day of my life. Rose marched into the living area. "Why do you let Fred hassle you like that?" She must have been eavesdropping in the hallway. "The way he treats you has bugged me since the day I met him." Out of habit, I defended him. "He's not so bad. And as a matter of fact, I just hung up on him without saying goodbye." "It's about time. You remind me of Mother, the way she used to grovel at Father's feet." Rose had elevated our father to an unrealistic pedestal, like he was Thomas Jefferson or Abraham Lincoln. I agreed. The way he'd built his thriving law practice and retired at age 62, Dad deserved admiration. But she was insinuating Mom aggravated Dad into hounding her. Since hearing what Chester wrote in his letter, my feelings about Mom were muddied. like a stirred-up puddle that wouldn't settle.